So here I'm Goose, and I want to give you some instruction about when you go to drill on the wall, things that you have to be aware about, things how to make a perfect job. Two things that are very important that you have to be aware about so you don't have any problems. One thing, you don't want to hit an electricity cable or a water tube, very important. And also you don't want to drill too deep that you perforate the wall, and you go to the outside of the wall, and if that's your neighbor, then you have a problem with your neighbor. So the first thing is how to know if there's cables or tubes inside the wall. Me, I have this very nice machine. It was €30 on Amazon. It's a metal detector, or actually they call it a stud finder, but I use it more for detecting if there's anything there before I start drilling. It helped me from a lot of problems, like many times I detected something and not drill here. If I wouldn't have it, I would have big problems. So it detects metal, like here I go close to something from metal and you can see it goes off already. Here we have a wall, nothing there. There's here interrupters. How to know where is the electricity? Here it goes off. And then here, what I like about this metal detector, it shows you the depth, 4 centimeters in this case, and also when you see this line, that means that it's exactly under here is the metal detector, the metal. So don't drill there. So there's a cable going this way. I'm going to show you also in the bathroom for the tubes. So here there's a shower tap. Here, there's the tubes. So you're not going to drill here. It's very nice to know this. There's actually also on your phone, you can download applications called Stud Finder and similar things that can also sort of give you a similar indication of that, but it's not as good. It doesn't show you the depth. It only makes a magnetic field and it shows you how much it responds to it. But for finding studs behind drywall, you can use that because that is accurate enough. But better to buy a thing like this, €30. There's many forms of it. So that's one thing, how to prevent drilling into that kind of stuff. Next thing, how to prevent drilling too deep. I have here a couple of drill bits, and what I always do, and this one I use the most, 6 millimeters width, I put these things on it. I put links in the description of everything, by the way, but you with an Allen key you screw it on and you make sure you don't go any deeper than you need to. Because in Barcelona here, walls inside a house usually are only this thick. There's a brick here, and the brick has a hole inside of it, and on both sides they put yeso to make it perfectly flat, and they painted it. But when you drill and you have hit the first layer before the hole inside the brick, that's enough. Don't go any further because you can have problems with your neighbors. Yeah, that's very important. Then yeah, and as I say, this thick the walls are, but it can depend. But anyway, don't take the risk. You can also knock on the wall. This is solid. This is wider than what I just said. Like this is more to hear how hollow it sounds. Like when it's very hollow, the drywall is a little less hollow. It's these bricks with a hole inside it. There's concrete, there's everything. Yeah. Then I like this thing a lot. It's only €3 in Nederland. This is for collecting the dust. So you put your drill on the wall and you push this thing to the wall and it collects all the dust inside here, so you don't have to clean afterwards. Very nice. Then about the drill machine, I have this thing. I actually bought this in the Lidl. In the Lidl, the supermarket, they have their own brand, Parkside. Price quality wise, I like it a lot. It's I bought this thing for €80, and yeah, it does everything I need to. It can go to every material, bricks, metal, concrete. When you go to buy a drill for yourself, take a drill that can both screw and drill inside a wall. How to know if it can do both things? there's these numbers on it. These are for to know how strong you're going to screw. But then for drilling, put it a bit further, if you see the T thing, that means it has a hammering function. And the hammering function you will definitely need when you go to drill into bricks into concrete. Because inside this thing there's a mechanism that you're not only turning here, but there's also something that's like giving a hit all the time, so it really breaks into the wall. So if you're going to buy yourself a drill, make sure, well, one thing is cordless. If you have with a cord, it's often really annoying. So cordless, and then have these numbers and have this sign on it, so you know it can hammer. So you can use it for both screwing and drilling. And then in terms of brand, I didn't compare them all, but with this thing I can tell you I work with every day. I can go to any kind of material. So this is peroxide. If you only use it like very few times, just buy yourself one of the cheaper brands, Ryobi, Black & Decker, one of these things. Like buying a Bosch or a Makita or a DeWalt, these are like 3 times more expensive. I wouldn't say they're 3 times better in quality. So yeah, that's just my advice, but maybe people think differently. Probably Bosch and the other things, they have a bit more capacity, they have a longer duration, something like that. But as I said, I'm a handyman, I work every day, and for me, it's all I need. That's the drill machine. So for a good €80, you have what you need. Then what else? The drill bits. I do like, these are actually the drill bits themselves. They are from Bosch, and they are for any kind of material, bricks, concrete, metal. They go to everything, and yeah, they are very strong. I like it a lot. I'll put links in the description. What else do I need to explain you? Yeah, when you go to, because the reason that you're going to drill holes in the wall, it's curtains, it's paintings, it's televisions, it's mirrors, that kind of stuff. You want to level your holes perfectly out. I have a fantastic tool, I love it a lot. This is a laser leveler. It comes with a clamp, so you can clamp it on a door, whatever. And then you put it on, and then you have a perfect horizontal and vertical line. It's not vertical right now because it comes from an angle, and then it has because this wall is not smooth. But say for example, say, by the way, sorry. Say for example you want to hang 4 paintings on here with equally distance. You already have your line, so you just measure it out with your meter how far distance you want to have them, and then easy. If you have a leveler with a bubble there, you have to go here, mark here, then here, then there, then there. It takes much more time, and the quality is less actually. So this thing is €45 in Leroy Merlin. There's different brands and there's different shops where they sell them. But I love it a lot. It's small, it's compact, you can bring it with you easily. Yeah, and then that's to mark your spots where you're going to drill. Then I have this tiny little thing to check if it's perfectly straight. It's a magnet here, so you can put it on a metal bar. Sometimes this comes in easy, also comes in handy as well. Yeah, then also nice, if you have drilled somewhere by mistake and you want to fix up the hole, this masilla to fill up the hole, for me is the best, and I've tried all of them, this is the best there is. You actually buy them in the little bazaars here. They're half the price of what you pay in the ferreteria, but I like them more than the other ones. It's fiber, so you have these little hairs here, and when you put it in the hole, it will stay there. It will not drip. It's also very nice. It's white, very white, so it's almost no difference in color when you have a white wall. Yeah, and also the good thing is that it's a tube. When you have like a bucket and you have to scrape it out with this, then you already have a big stain there. With this thing, you just put it right into the wall that you want to fill up. So that's for filling up. Then what else we have? For screwing, I have all these kinds of drill bits. Well, Allens, stars, flat, cross, anything. And then what I like a lot is this little thing. Sometimes it happens that you have to that you cannot use both your hands. Like normally you have one hand for your holding a screw, other hand for your drill. But there are situations when you cannot use both hands. You need your hands for something else. This is a magnet, so you put a screw in here, and the screw will stay. And you can drill like this without with only one hand. Then I have these little extenders. Here you can extend. Sometimes you need more distance from your screwing point. You use this. You have this one, which is a flexible one. Sometimes in a difficult situation, you want to flex. I have this one. Sometimes you don't have space to put your drill inside. Or this thing. With this thing you can make in a very small space, you can still screw. And then a couple of things inside this box. I have this little handy box here. The best plugs there are Fisher, and Fisher buy the red with grey ones, because they are good for any material, for drywall, for brick, for concrete, metal, anything. They have these nice little sharp things which make them stay in their position. The cheaper plugs, what happens is that they you put a screw in there, and then the plugs turn with the screw instead of anchoring themselves well. And these are fantastic. They're expensive, but I always buy them in these huge buckets, and then they finally get like 4 cents, 6 cents per plug. So what happens is that when this is in the wall and you put your screw in there, the red thing opened, and when you go deeper it will like really fix itself very well. Also for drywall it's perfect. I have them in different sizes. I have my screws I always buy in the Amelin, the brand is Spax. Very strong, good screws. I buy them in different sizes. And this little tiny thing is also nice. This is for handling specific kind of screws, hooked screws for example. So the hook goes in here and you can screw, and it forms itself to the thing that has to screw with. Also the one that has a circle, same kind of thing. You can use it for certain bolts. Yeah, that's also a very nice little gadget. I have many rings here. Rings also you will use. I use a lot. Sometimes in case of drywall, and also in case of so here there's a brick inside here, but then they put yeso to make it flat. And yeso has like about 1.5 centimeters. When you have light things to hang, you can also use a nail. Just a simple nail. Click, click, click. You don't have so much work to do afterwards when you put it out. If it's light, you can use it for that as well. What else do I have here? Oh yeah, drilling into tiles is also a thing. When you drill into tiles, preferably put it in the joints, because it's easier, like it takes you less time. And also, when you drill into these tiles, never use the hammering thing, because what can happen when you use the hammering thing is that it gives hits, and then you can break the whole tile and you have to replace it, and it's a lot of problems. So don't do that. And then there's special drills for tiles. There's this one with a point, and there's this one that is like, it's called diamond drill. There's like little diamonds here. I prefer the one with a point, because what happens with this one is that it goes out of position, like it doesn't stay where it has to be. And then you can use this. I have it. You put this one inside the form that it has to keep it there, and then water will drip on there so it stays moisturized. But for me, I prefer this ones. And then what I do, I use this little thing that I also use to collect the dust. I put the one with the point in there, and then I put a little sponge. I cut the sponge and I put the sponge in there. I make it wet, because it's very important when you drill into drywall that the tip stays moisturized, because otherwise it will deform, it will break very easily, and they're actually quite expensive. They're about €9 each one. Yeah, I think that's it with my tips for now, and I'll make more videos me doing the job, and I'll keep
Thank
you
you.
instructed. It's, okay.